I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no given. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous, down, wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank, I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze, the roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag, I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag, I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket, Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me elevating, got them noxious. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit, nose diving in the house and woo. Watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead. Woo. Watch out, set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the one that got a finger run up in a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the one up on the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. AOJ, AOJ. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I just had chat open on my main screen. That was weird. That freaked me out. But what is going on, Mafia? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with us here on this Thursday night, I believe. Is it a Thursday night? I think it is. But thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. As we kind of dumped a little bit yesterday, now we're coming back up for a little bit of a retracement. I want to talk to you guys about those next targets that I'm looking at. Are we looking for more downside? As you guys know, there are some bearish signals popping up on the daily. If you know, you know. We're going to take a look at it today. What are the chances of this bringing us down to lower prices? And if we do, where can we go? What am I looking for to start that move? As well as some of those key levels above that we have to keep our eye on in case we get a pop to the upside. A lot of these levels we've been looking at, but some things have changed. I kind of want to take a, not a new approach, but I want to look at the charts and kind of show you guys a main value area that we have been keeping an eye on. But it does make it a lot easier to kind of digest these charts because it puts the price action within a range. So we're going to be taking a look at that today. Shout out to Dave Digital, repping a new profile picture. And I'm not going to lie, Dave, I saw that in chat, and I was about to say, at Dave Digital, please come to the front of the class. But I saw the profile picture, and I was like, hey, that's lit. Shout out to Dave Digital. And shout out to Anna Maria. Let me see if I can get this. Shout out to Anna Maria, says, hello. Make some noise with that. Smash the like. Let's go. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get on today's live stream, we'll give you a spin on the Wheel of Pain and Pleasure that we will spin on Friday. The more spins, the more free stuff. If we get 550 likes, we will be giving away 5 Frankie Candles hats on Friday's giveaway. So if you want a Frankie Candles hat, shout out to Dave Digital's Frankie Candles hat, now part of his profile picture. Let's go. Shout out to Dave. We appreciate you, bro. But if you guys want to win a free Frankie Candles hat, smash that like button. We're going to be giving away 5 if we hit 550 likes. Let's see. Shout out to Danny Cazzo, says, let's go. Or he said, heck yeah, because this is a family-friendly show. He says, heck yeah, Frankie, let's get it. Shout out to Danny. We're going to be taking a look at, like I said, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, guys. We will take a look at some of those altcoins as well. A lot of people worried about XRP. I almost said Ethereum. A lot of people worried about XRP. Is it dead in the water? Should I sell my XRP? I'm going to break it down. We'll talk about it. I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. And we did talk about it a little bit last night, but we'll go over it again today. And then Wick said, Wick featuring Die the Bip. Shout out to Wick. I read that slow because I didn't want to walk into a naughty joke there. Shout out to Wick, formerly known as Wick589, says, are we taking a look at BTC today? We might not. I don't know. This is not a crypto show, obviously, guys. But shout out to Wick. Thank you for being here. We got $5 for BTC. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. We got Chemistry Bro, Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Durden, Crypto Anon, I already said Chemistry Bro. Crypto Anon, Crypto Billy, Tyler Durden. You guys know who they are. Show them some love in the chat. They help this make this show possible. Thank you guys for everything you do. I'm forever indebted to you. We also got Theo Rodriguez in the chat. We got Josh. What is going on, bro? Michael Vito, my paisan. What is going on, man? And then we got shout out to Justin Simmons. Says Chainlink. Actually filmed a video today about Chainlink. We're going to be releasing very soon. So if you like Chainlink, keep a lookout for that video. But real quick, shout out to, let's go. Shout out to Sweet Baby Sabes. Says, thanks for the high energy already, Frankie Candles. You're the man. I appreciate what you do and the sauce. Well, shout out to Sweet Baby Sabes. Not to be confused with Sweet Baby Raymond. But shout out to you, bro. I appreciate the support. We got Curtis Neal. We shouted out Wick. We got Coin Flip. Says, hey, Frankie. Hey, what's up, Coin Flip? Good to see you. We got Jazzo. What is going on? First time in chat live. Hey, Joseph. It's not Joseph, guys. It's Joseph. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome in. Look at that. First time in chat, and we're having a direct conversation. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Like I said, B-Rad Crypto, the legend in the chat, Jonathan Derby, or as I like to call him, J Derb, and Jay Gilly. J Derb and Jay Gilly popping in one right after another. But guys, shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you all for being here. Love your indicator, man. Thanks so much. Shout out to Miguel. Shout out to you, bro. We did it for the community. That was literally just to get back to the community. I'm glad you're finding it useful. We have a lot of really good feedback. Maybe we'll take a look at that indicator today. And with all that being said, I think, shout, oh my God, we got Golden in the chat already going nuts with the membership. Somebody call the cops on this man for dropping so many memberships on the CandleMafia every single day. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you so much. Spam those golden emojis if you just got one. I see the chat going absolutely ballistic. Golden, I love you, bro. Thank you so much. You are this YouTube channel. And yeah, show some love for Golden in the chat. And without further ado, no better time, guys, to jump on into the charts. Show that golden emoji. Let's go. Don't show anything inappropriate. Just throw some, dump those goldens in there. You guys know what I mean. Shout out to Ant Art getting the membership. Shout out to Ant Art. You deserve that. You're an absolute OG of the channel. Let's go. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden, man. You are crazy, bro, in the best way possible. But what better time to take a look at the price action than right now? Everybody's hyped off that golden emoji. But let's go ahead and check out the price action, guys, because we got some stuff to look at. So let's get into it. So here we are. on the Bitcoin chart, guys, let me go ahead and minimize this. And simply put, guys, obviously we did get a little bit of a pump and dump yesterday during FOMC. We got a pump up to our previous highs, basically getting right up to our value area high of the range before getting a little kind of insta dump here. And then now we just got a little bit of a retracement today. But are we putting in a lower high, or is it more likely to get a push above these highs to come into some of these other I'm just seeing the YouTube playback is a little delayed, and I'm just seeing like the lights flashing, and I'm just freaking out. It's hilarious, man. The new people, you pull your fibs out for golden. Shout out to Slurp. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, people who are new to the channel are probably like, this guy is like 30 seconds in. He's got flashing lights. He's screaming. People are getting free stuff in the chat, and that's what we do over here in the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. We just like to cause chaos. But here we are, right? So obviously, guys, if you saw the thumbnail, you might have been able to see through that blurry picture of Market Cipher B to assume what that bearish signal we're looking at is, and you got that right. It is going to be this potential, not just yet, not confirmed just yet, or not even printing just yet, but we are looking for a potential red dot on the daily time frame for on Market Cipher B, which could potentially be the start of a bigger correction. Now, I was talking to the Premium Discord last night, talking about how, in all honesty, guys, obviously the TA is not going to play out 100% of the time, but it's obviously, we're right more than we're wrong. The TA plays out more than it doesn't, but, it's not 100%. However, from a Market Cipher B and just a chart perspective in general, now I want to be very clear. Me saying this does not mean that I am completely leaving out the option of breaking this high or even coming up and breaking the yearly high at $49,000, but simply from a chart perspective, looking at money flow trending to the downside, looking at momentum also trending to the downside. We have a confirmed bearish divergence into a very key level of resistance, which is that macro golden pocket. This is generally bearish, right? This is typically when we do expect more downside to come in, even if we are getting a local retracement to the upside. Now, I am still holding my long from down here, which was a level that we gave on the live stream, I think last week or probably 2 weeks ago. We've been looking at these levels since they were created from over here, waiting for price to potentially break this range that we were trading in to come down and test those key levels before getting a big move to the upside. That's why we have that blue box there letting us know that it is a high probability bounce zone. But with that being said, guys, are we going to see this thing break out, come to some higher prices before the rejection, or are we simply going to see this thing yeet to the upside? And unfortunately, it's not really a clear answer. It's not a clear yes or no answer. Just because we have the daily money flow coming out with the confirmed bearish divergence does not guarantee that we're definitely going to come down. But more often than not, guys, with the bearish divergences, alongside the money flow agreeing with that divergence, this is oftentimes a mark of a very macro high, right? Or a somewhat of a significant top. And again, it doesn't mean that we can't break these highs, but it does more often than not play out that these pumps, as money flow comes out, are likely going to be lackluster to come in, put lower highs, and then continue to the downside. It's kind of been the trend of the live streams recently, just because that's the situation that we've been in. And there are some very key levels that we're looking at. We're going to go over those in just a second, but I want to talk to you guys about this range. I always like to keep things as simple as possible for you guys, so you're not overstimulated or just like overloaded with all these different levels. You got a chart that has like all these key levels, and it just looks like a complete mess. And to me, a lot of times, too much information could be bad information, right? So I like to simplify things, and I always say, when in doubt, zoom out and look at the volume profile. And locally, I am looking at two main volume profiles that you guys will be very familiar with. The number one local volume profile, or the more local volume profile, is coming back from here in May of 2022. We extrapolate those levels to the right, and or to the current price action, I should say, and you can see not only did we break down to these two naked points of control before looking for that long position, which I am still currently in. Let me see if I can pull it up. Bear with me. But not only were we looking to get a move down to these naked points of control, which oftentimes act as a magnet for price, but we also knew that the POC, right, the regular point of control of this entire range, was sitting right there in the middle of those two MPOCs, making it an even more likely place for price to visit, because once you break down back into your range and you reject the value area high, which actually happened here on a lower time frame, we're on the daily here, so it looks like we just smashed through. But indeed, if you come down to a lower time frame, you can see we broke down, bearishly retested it, got stuck underneath, and then at this point, you are expecting to potentially or likely get a move down to your point of control, which again had that confluence of those two naked MPOCs, right? So that's one of the reasons we were looking for that to come down. We looked for the long here, took it. Let me go ahead and log in right quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Bear with me. Or should I say bull with me. But here we go. Come on, Face ID. You got this. You got this. But that is where we took that long position. I am still holding it, guys, because let me just go ahead and log in here. I thought this might have been just faster to put in the password. But there we go. Okay, so we're in. But at this point, guys, the theory behind my long position, I can actually just reveal it for now on the actual chart. My entry was over here down at about 39.9, yeah, like right about here, just under $40,000, somewhere within this constellation, within this consolidation. And the theory for this trade, guys, is to ride it from our local value area low, which you guys know is right here, right? If we pull this local volume profile, we were looking for a deviation below that range, right? Keeping in mind we have the macro volume profile, but we can simply separate these, right? You have a super local and then the other range, right? So you got value area low, POC, value area high of the big range, and then the local range is right here, value area high, POC, value area low. Simply put, if I hide that macro range, we deviated below our volume profile, put in the bullish confirmations at a key level of support, and then we wound up coming up, right? I entered on a pullback or a golden pocket smart Lux Algo Smart Trail retest, and then that is where you're looking to get back into the value area, flip it to support, come up to your POC, and then eventually your value area high. And technically we have not hit that value area high, so I have not taken my profit just yet. I probably should. But I'm going to risk it for the biscuit on this one. But simply put, the last target for here would be the value area high. But there is no guarantee that we get there. But just keep that in mind. But here is the trade. Let's pull it up. There we go. Down here, up about, it's basically, excuse me, up about the same amount as yesterday, up 146%. So basically the same situation as yesterday. This is on BingX. Yeah, what leverage are we on? 20x. Yeah, so it's only $675 on 20x leverage, about a $13,500 position. So we're going to be holding that. I might decide to close this later tonight, depending on what the charts look like. But if we do get a yeet up to this value area high, I will be closing out most profits of that trade in anticipation of a potential rejection at that key level of resistance, which is that value area high, sitting at $44,336. So that's kind of the plan for the trade. We went over this yesterday, so it's really nothing new. But I want you guys to focus on this volume profile, because if we do wind up coming up back to not only our local value area high, but also this macro value area high is kind of what we wound up seeing resistance on, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right, or yesterday. This is kind of where we saw our resistance. We got the rejection from the value area high. Now we're getting rejection back to the upside, but I'm going to give you guys kind of the bullish case and the bearish case here, which again is very similar to what happened yesterday, because we simply have not seen much happen here, right? We got a little local pullback, but we're basically just ranging around up here. But simply put, guys, if we get that move to the upside, you know we have those key levels of resistance above, which are going to be, let me pull up the actual TA here, which is going to be right here between, and you actually see we did reject the start of our kind of short zone here, or our resistance zone. We got the rejection. Now we're getting the retracement. But if we are able, right, this is your key level as of right now, in my opinion. It is the point of control of this range, sitting at $42,670. If we're able to maintain support on top of this point of control and we get a move to the upside, I will be looking for short confirmations within this purple box. But if we are able to get above this value area high, that is where I'm sitting on my hands, expecting that golden pocket, or more specifically, that NPOC, where we have a weekly naked point of control and a daily naked point of control, sitting at $46,000, also acting as your kind of psychological level of resistance. So that is basically what I'm looking at. If we do get the breakout, the flip of this value area high is going to be kind of the invalidation of, it's kind of hard, right? Because here's the thing. If we break out here, it's going to be very, very if this, then that, right? Once you get to these levels, you have to assess the situation. It's going to be more important than ever here, because as you approach this value area high, Typically, when you look at a volume profile, once you deviate above that value area high, this is typically where you want to look for the short position to get sucked back into your range, back to the POC, and then potentially back down to the low. However, understanding that we have these key targets, and now if we do deviate, this golden pocket would be a great backstop of resistance to start looking for the rejection at, looking for things like bearish CVD, bearish divergences, etc. However, if we do wind up coming up to this golden pocket and you do not have strong short confirmations, it's going to be a little sus in my opinion, right? Because we know we have this very key level of $46,000 sitting right here, these two naked points of control, which may act as a magnet for price. So simply put, the next key levels of resistance, very, just simply going along with our volume profile theory, looking for those shorts at the value area high. And then if we break out, the next two main areas are going to be the golden pocket, the 786 up here at 46,681. And then in between, we also have that naked point of control. And like I always say, guys, trading is a game of trapping, not a game of hunting. We don't just take willy-nilly trades, gamble trades. You can get liquidated very, very quickly. It's like I think a lot of people have this thought or this idea that you could just like jump onto the charts, load up a leverage account, put it on 50x leverage, and just start like sitting there and being like, oh, I think it's going to go up here, long. I think it's going to go down here, short, and you're going to make a bunch of money. I can guarantee you that 99% of the time, like 9.999 out of 10 times, you are going to just get wrecked doing that. Even if you were, and it's kind of like a, I don't know why everybody wants to do that. It's like the most risky way to, especially if you're learning how to trade, right? Like if you're going to be scalping a low time frame with high leverage, you need to be an experienced trader. And even if you are an experienced trader, it can still be a little bit tough. But, beginners will just jump on. They'll put a bunch of money in the account. They'll jack up the leverage and be like, as soon as it starts going up, they think it's breaking out. They long, they short. And it's an easy way to wreck your account. And I do not want that happening to the Candle Mafia. I want you guys to actually learn how to be patient, sit on your hands, find the actual key levels that are important, and then wait for price to approach that level, assess the situation when you're in the zone, and then figure out if there is actually a trade to be taken. That's why the confirmations are so important. But simply put here, guys, these are the next zones of resistance that I'm looking at. And to be quite honest with you, I don't necessarily love this situation because although we have a clear key level here, here, and here, it kind of makes this whole zone an area that is likely to reject because we know that if that daily is going to wind up playing out here and we are going to get a move up, right, before we get the red dot and the money float across into the red, and we get a push up here, that lower high, if it is going to come in, because remember, when the money flow is coming out, that indicates the longer-term trend. So if we are expecting that longer-term trend to begin, this push to the upside may just be to put in a lower high before turning back around and creating a bigger downtrend. And if that's the case, that lower high we know is likely to come in between the 786 and golden pocket, or the golden pocket 786 Fibonacci retracement level, especially because we have that weekly MPOC and daily MPOC right in the middle, makes it extra, extra saucy. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, what if we break out of that and we are going off to higher prices? That invalidation point for me, guys, is simply going to be kind of two levels, right? If we get above this weekly naked point of control at 46,000 and we start flipping this to support, that is where your your last line of defense is that 786 and daily confluence that you have right here. But once you start flipping that naked point of control at 46K, that could give you the gusto that you need to come up and break these yearly highs, where simply put, that next key level of resistance, there's actually two levels that I'm looking at. And the big major target that I would be looking at is up here at your Bybit value area high at about $54,000. Now, we do have some significant resistance in between these levels. However, then you have to think to yourself, based off the volume profile, if we come up to the Bybit chart and we zoom out here, you can see that you simply have this macro volume profile, and we have simply just rejected the POC of that Bybit range. And if we are above that value area low and we've come up to the POC, this is where we're looking to potentially, if we get a move over that POC, that's where you're looking for a move up to your value area high. Because once you flip the value area low, the next likely place for price to go is the POC. You flip the POC, the next likely place is going to be that value area high at $54,433. So like I said, we do have some other levels within here, and actually, I'll just bring them up right now on the Bybit chart, and we'll just give them for free right here on the YouTube channel. And simply put, guys, we have some other horizontal levels down here. And simply put, we got a weekly level right here at about $50,776. And that is, to be honest, like that's like the next major level that I would look at. So, and it's local compared to that value area high. So if we do wind up breaking out here and we get above the $46,000 MPOC, we break the yearly high. The next area I would look for resistance at would be that $50,776 level. We get above that, even though you are expecting turbulence at this level, you could also look at this as the beginning of your journey up to your value area high. So again, this is kind of the final target, but you have to understand that there are still key levels in between these two kind of areas, right? Between 47,494 and 54,433. You have to remember we have that key level within here. It's a weekly level, should be somewhat strong. Do we have a naked point of control there is the question. Or a weekly naked point of control. We do not, but we do have that weekly naked point of control right here. You can actually see it. This we had marked out on the other chart. This is Bybit, so it's a little bit higher, but if we come on down, I believe it is at $46,000. Bada boom, right here. Well, 47,000, or no, 46.6, right? That's basically that's the exact level here. But you have to understand that $46,000 psychological level is going to be strong. And here's the caveat, guys. This is just kind of the pain of doing TA and having multiple exchanges. The MPOC that you have right here at 46.7-ish is different than the MPOCs that we got on EXO charts, right? If we can pull up the weekly MPOCs on EXO charts, you can see the next MPOC is sitting at $46,000 even. And I do like to go by these points of control from EXO charts because they do pull real-time information from the exchanges to get these levels. So they do typically have a little bit more accuracy to them. So $46,000, the reason I have that marked out on my chart, you might be thinking, why are you not marking out that 46.6 level? It's not that I'm ignoring it, but it's just that I typically pull most of my points of control from EXO charts just because I find them to be a little bit more accurate. But that does not mean that this is not going to act as resistance. So just keep that in mind. That was the wrong... I'm talking about this MPOC, not this one. But with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. Now, what I want to do here is just take a look at Market Cipher B. So like I said, guys, this daily is, in my opinion, not really looking that good as far as Market Cipher B goes, right? At least on the daily. Money flow coming out, and you can see your VWAP is also starting to roll back over to the downside. Now, this is, again, I want to reiterate this. This is not just money flow and the red dot coming out, right? We could potentially have a daily trigger wave here, which could add insult to injury. We also have the confirmed bearish divergence with the money flow and agreements. So, I want to be clear. This may not play out. We are right way more than we're wrong, but I almost feel like we're due to be real wrong. You're never going to be right 100% of the time, but simply from a chart perspective, I am simply bringing the information from the charts and the indicators and bringing it to the mafia, and this is a bearish daily chart. Even from a market structure perspective, if we pull up Lux Algo, for anybody who's learning market structure or anything, anyone who looks at market structure very often, I'd like to look at the Lux Algo price action concepts, and you can see here, not only have we had the daily smart trail turn red, which is a potential warning sign of flipping to a macro bearish trend, but you could see if I pull up, let me go into the settings real quick, and I want to turn on all the market structure. You could zoom in here, and you can actually see, now obviously you don't need the indicator to see this if you know market structure, but you can see we do have a bearish change of character right here as these candlesticks turn purple, and what do we oftentimes look for when we see this? I talk about this kind of strategy very often. When you see a flip of these candles from green to purple in this case, and the smart trail turning red, or purple in this case, this is where, in my opinion, this is where you're looking to short a lower high. And when you have the Lux Algo Smart Trail in good confluence, or at least close confluence with your golden pocket, which you could kind of see. I know it's getting a little messy here, but you can see that Smart Trail is flowing right by this golden pocket. This is where, if we pull up into that zone, this could be where that lower high comes in. So not only do you have the bearish divergence, not only do you have the money flow coming out in agreements, not only do you have a potential bearish trigger wave printing on Market Cipher B, we'll have to wait for that red dot to print. But if that does print, guys, on top of the fact that your smart trail is turned bearish, you have a bearish change of character, this could be a little bit worrisome. Now, I don't want to say worrisome, but it could indicate a little bit more downside to be ahead. And this is just something we have to keep into account. So Definitely the daily, in my opinion, is looking pretty bearish. But again, we just went over the plan if we break out. And I was talking to the premium Discord last night saying it is not about picking a direction and just praying that you're right. It's about being prepared in both scenarios and then finding the best confluence as you reach key levels. And I kind of used a quote from Seneca, I believe, and it's luck is when preparation and opportunity meet each other, right? When the intersection of preparation and opportunity is when luck happens, right? And a lot of people say, like, oh, you just got to be lucky to be a trader. Well, if you're talking about luck being preparation meeting opportunity, and then that's your luck, absolutely, right? Because there is no way for us to know that we are guaranteed, right? Like, I am here on YouTube telling you that there is no way, I have no way of telling you that we are guaranteed to come up to this golden pocket, right? We could say that it's likely for the lower high to come in at the golden pocket 786, but there's no way for me to guarantee, hey guys, there's no way that we're getting out of here. You can gamble and just pretend that you're really confident, and will you be right sometimes? Absolutely. But we don't care. If we go up, we have a plan. If we come down, we also have a plan. So if we do come down, speaking of that, we went over the resistance levels, which is, again, value area high, golden pocket, weekly naked point of control, and then your daily 786 confluence up here coming in at 46,700, give or take a few dollars. But if we do come down, I would simply, let me turn off some of these levels. We could turn off the naked points of control that we tapped. If we do come down, I will simply be looking at two things. Number one, the local volume profile, where our value area low, if we lose this POC, the next likely place for price to go could be $40,741 because we went from the low to the POC. We haven't hit the high, but we got very close to the high. So it's kind of hard to say. Typically, I do get a little bit suspicious when that value area high doesn't get hit. But, you know, because sometimes you will see a shot up there just to tap it. But you know, if we lose that POC, I will be looking for the next likely place for support to come in to be this value area low, which just moved slightly because I updated the actual volume poll. But that value area low is coming in at about $41,000, going to be key support and kind of the next major level I would be looking at. And again, when in doubt, if you're ever confused, yo, shout out to Thesis himself. Bro, you're killing me, dude. Shout out to Thesis. He says, all I'm hearing is BTC, straight to jail, right away. Shout out to Thesis, bro. Those references crack me up, bro. So you sell a sweater for a little too much money, believe it or not, jail. Shout out to anybody who gets that reference. But Thesis, bro, thank you so much for that super chat. Oh, I could like super chats now. That's savage. I love that. I heard it's good for the algorithm. I'm kidding. I don't think it is. I don't see why it would be. But yeah, we're going to like every super chat. Why not? Shout out to Thesis. But, you know, that key level is going to be the value area low. Another level that I would also keep an eye on, which is obviously going to be confluent here, somewhat confluent, is the golden pocket. That actually, if you pull it from this low, it's probably perfectly confluent. So yeah, value area low. You could also look at the full golden pocket retracement from the low to the high. This would be if we deviate below that volume profile again. This could be a key level to watch, but just in general, you lose the POC, you look to go to the low. If you deviate from the low, you can look for longs. If you could find them, you take them back into the range, ride them up to the high, you deviate from the high, you look for the shorts into these key levels, and then reverse it back down into the range, back down to the low. So that's basically all I got for you guys on Bitcoin. Nothing has really changed here since yesterday other than just some local ups and downs, right? Like the scalps, sure, you know, nice little scalp here from that purple box down. And there were actually some levels within here that we bounced off of that we were looking at in the premium last night, looking for a potential bounce to come in, which we actually wound up getting. I did not take the trade personally. I would pull up the chart, but I don't want to share it. It's not fair for the people who pay. But, you know, there are, I'll give you this, right? There was a key point of control from back here that we were looking at that had a lot of confluence, right? You had the point of control of this previous range, which is obviously coming in right where we bounced. And on top of that, I believe we also had a daily level just above that. And we were essentially, I think the daily level is like right here. We were looking for the flip of that daily level to support before getting the bounce, and that is exactly what happened. And I didn't take the trade for kind of one reason specifically, right? And the reason was because we were in the middle of the range, right? Number one, I'm already in my long position down here from just under $40,000, but also I don't like taking the trades. I don't like taking any trades in the middle of a range. And if you look at this as a volume profile in itself, we were simply, right, within this box, that point of control is sitting in the middle of the range, in order to look for a fresh long, I would much rather be at that value area low rather than the middle of the range. It's just a much higher probability trade, in my opinion. Again, alerted the premium last night saying we could get a bounce here. But again, I think I said the exact same thing. Like, I'm in my long already. I'd rather be down at the value area low, so I'm not taking it. But we could easily, it's not impossible to bounce here, I think is literally what I said. So that is, shout out to Michael Vito, said smash that like button. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys, if you have not already. Every time you hit that like button, a puppy gets adopted. I might not be far off, actually. But anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. But there you go. That is, so local trades like that, local moves, definitely to be had. But in the grand scheme of things, if you are not someone who is just scalping the lower time frames, simply put, guys, I am keeping my eye on these volume profiles. And again, key level to the downside, lose that POC at 42,670. Look to come down to the low. If we break out, you now have those key levels of resistance that we are looking at to look for those shorts. All right, let's see. Guys, shout out to Wick says, dang, a puppy gets adopted? I'm a jerk, so I better not hit the like button. Yo, shout out to Wick. It's actually funny, guys. My sister is a veterinarian, and she texts me all the time with little puppies that need to get adopted, and she's just like, hey, do you want a dog? Come on, you want a dog? And it's so hard for me to not take every single one. It is very, very, very rough. No pun intended. I literally didn't mean to do that. But, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. Like I said, that's about all we got for you on Bitcoin. Because, again, we're just waiting for the key levels to get hit. But let's go ahead and, like I said, if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and spam them in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Yo, shout out to Dixon. Yo, what is going on, Dixon? Thank you for being here. Yo, everybody's got a new PFP. It's freaking me out. Dixon, that's a new PFP, isn't it? Shout out to you, bro. He says, and that's Dixon Apple Juice, guys. If you know, you know. That's for the OGs. But he said, Frankie, you're a great pack leader like Caesar Milan. Shout out to Dixon. Yeah, that man is an absolute savage. And Dave Digital said, Frankie cracking himself up. Let's go. Shout out to Dave. I'm not going to lie, Dave. It's going to be hard. I'm going to have to get used to spotting that new profile picture, dude. I am going to have to get used to that. Wow, it is like such a change when people change their PFP. Shout out to Top G. Said, can you take a look at Matic? Yes, we could definitely take a look at Matic. But yeah, go ahead and drop those altcoins. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes. And in the meantime, guys, let's go ahead and check out Ethereum, which again, very similar to Bitcoin, not too much going on here as we have gone from the high back down to the POC as expected. That is the power of the volume profiles. It's like sometimes we come up here, we look at the key levels, and we just say, hey, if we get the move up, look for the move down to the POC. Like, the levels are here, right? Now, everyone knows if we lose this POC, we're likely to go down to that value area low, which I want to point out has not been tapped yet, right? I do want to point that out. These levels have not been tapped, and oftentimes price does like to go and touch those levels physically. And one thing I actually did not bring up yet, something that I want to talk about, or just show really quickly here, guys, or I could just talk about it, right? We don't actually have to show the heat map, but we did actually leave a bit of liquidity above that previous high that we just made. And let me pull it up here. I will take a look at the heat map. Right? You can see we did leave a significant hotspot of liquidity up here. Actually, yesterday during the FOMC, I was hoping to come up to that key level to look for a potential scalp short position, and we actually just front ran all that liquidity, which does make me a little suspicious that this high may eventually wind up coming and getting taken out. So I just wanted to point that out because we clearly just front ran all that liquidity up there. I am very shocked we didn't get that wick. I wish I could get rid of these little tags that fly around. There's no, okay, I can get rid of one of them. Yeah, I can't go none. Very obnoxious. But yeah, it is interesting that we farmed that. I'm so surprised we did not come and scoop that. But like I said, guys, when you have liquidity in the market, it does not guarantee that you are going to get to that level, right? It is oftentimes acts as a magnet, but it is not a guarantee, and you got to remember that. But back to Ethereum, simply put, as we bing bong around here in that volume profile, we are going to look at the POC as a key level of support. If we decisively lose that level, we are simply looking to come down to the value area low, which in my opinion would be kind of a decent place to look for a potential scalp long position. Again, looking to deviate below it, potentially get back inside, move to the POC, get a move up to that value area high. So other than that, taking a look at the daily, very, very similar to Bitcoin. Like, honestly, not looking that good. Now, we did not have, I guess we did. Yeah, we did have that massive bearish divergence into a very key level of resistance. And then we also have that money flow and agreement. Looking to cross over into the red here, guys. Red dot looking to print. This is bearish in my opinion. Well, not really in my opinion, but just from a market cipher perspective and just, a divergence and key level perspective, just from a TA perspective, this is not the most bullish chart that I've ever seen, right? Like, this daily money flow could indicate a macro downtrend. And really, the only thing, in my opinion, that is going to the only thing that is really going to stop us from getting this to give us a big correction is if we simply have a crazy money flow fake out, where we typically do see that happen in parabolic uptrends, which you could consider this somewhat of an aggressive uptrend. But you could see here, like, typically when you start getting things going pretty aggressively, you can see daily money flow crossover. We got the big run up, and then I'm actually surprised this giant dump didn't bring us back into the red. But you could see money flow clearly coming out here. This would have been pretty bearish, looking to start a new downtrend in the macro, and we simply got support on the zero line. Money flow came back up, came back down, faked you out again, and then just came back up into a bigger green wave, and we continued to the upside. So if we do not see something like this, it is very likely that we are going to get a bigger downtrend to come in here for Ethereum. If we get the money flow fake out, then in my opinion, that's really the only way that we're going to be able to get a bigger push up, which we know that if we do get that big push up, the key level to break and hold is 2560, which is the value area low of this previous range, which could open up that move all the way up to the value area high at 3180 or $3,180. And real quick, I do want to pull up the ETH heat map, see where that liquidity is actually sitting. And yeah, okay, so what is this? This is, 2152. Yeah, we do have a significant chunk of liquidity down here. We actually have two areas that I would keep an eye on. And you can see right here, down here at about 2152, which is just below the range lows here on Ethereum. We may want to go scoop that liquidity. And just underneath that, we also had about $2,000, basically ending at $2,000 even. We do have another significant stack of liquidity, but up here is really that big area, and it would line up, right? And this is, again, oftentimes you will see this if you're looking at the heat maps, is those areas of high liquidations oftentimes do fall either very close or right below the range lows, right? So the idea here is that everybody who longed within this range has their stop losses set somewhere below here, putting a lot of liquidation levels in this area, which means not only could this zone act as a magnet, but if you get the move down, you could potentially break the range lows, stop out and liquidate those shorts before potentially getting bullish confirmations to get back inside the range and then continue back up to the upside. Yeah, down here to 2,000, I actually have these liquidations. That second little batch of liquidations down here is physically marked out on this chart right here. You see licks right down here on this white box. So, again, if we push down here, we can look for the liquidations and stop losses to get hit. And then if this really gives us a panic wick, we could potentially see a bigger panic wick down through these liquidations before finally getting a recovery and a bounce back to the upside. But those are the key levels, and not only the key levels, guys, but also the theory behind why I'm looking at these levels for potential scalp long positions, right? And again, there is that daily red dot now printing, just popping up live on the Frankie Candles live stream here on Ethereum. Is this going to be the start of a bigger move down, or is it going to be a start of a big fake out? And in my opinion, guys, if we get a big fake out here, it is likely going to fake out a lot of people. It's going to be like, we're prepared in both directions, but I know there's probably a lot of people out there just simply looking at this and taking it for what it is and not looking at the opposite end of the coin. And if we get the daily fake out here, it's going to be a big fake out. It's going to be like, oh my God, the daily looks so bearish, but we pumped anyway. But this is why you got to keep your eyes open to all opportunities and all possibilities so you can make money whether the price is going up or down. All right, shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp. Thank you for that, bro. I am pinning your comment. Thank you for that, brother. He says, Matic Link, INJ, beautiful. Shout out to Wayne C. Says, yo, Mafia, I'm back, but hopefully in time for BTCTA. Shout out to Wayne C. We got Jay Gilly saying she gave us a monthly blood diamond that didn't play out. Yes, you got to watch Ethereum. Ethereum could be a meanie sometimes. If you're thinking about what Jay Gilly is thinking about, I guess it did play out. It wouldn't play out as badly as you would think a monthly blood diamond would play out. So you did get the move down, but it just didn't really cause like a massive meltdown, which is actually very interesting because believe when we saw this monthly blood diamond, we were actually in a little bit of a weird place in the market, and it was a little suspicious, right? Because if you got a monthly blood diamond and it played out super aggressively, I didn't really see a reason for price to nuke past these lows, right? Like we were at this point, bottoms very likely in, but that monthly blood diamond was kind of alarming. But you can see it. Jay Gilly, absolutely correct. Didn't really give us the oomph that you would expect from a monthly blood diamond or chutzpah, as I like to say, which I did realize, or I think I realized that I've been completely using that word incorrectly. I thought chutzpah was like gusto, like we got to put a little more chutzpah on it, like put a little more oomph into it. But I don't even know what word where that word comes from. But I think it's like another word for BS. Let me know if you know what chutzpah means, because I don't. I just say words. But let's see. Shout out to 94 Clips said, hello, Frankie, you crypto maniac. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome in. I appreciate you for tuning in. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. It's Yiddish. That can't be right. Is that right? Maybe. Shout out to Clay the Great. Welcome in, bro. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Let's see. Okay, shout out to Andrew. Let's go ahead and we will take a look at Link, Matic, and INJ next. That was Ethereum. Let's go ahead and tune in to Link, our favorite TV show. And here we are, guys. Chainlink with a little bit of a pop. Oh, baby. Is Chainlink about to make a move, guys? If you bear with me, guys. Yes, I am pulling up my own YouTube channel because I need to confirm if I actually, we definitely, yeah, there we go. Okay, shout out to Tony D, or one of the mods. If you guys can link that Chainlink video in the chat. We did drop a Chainlink video talking about the potential upside. The thumbnail says 2x incoming ? And we literally break down the Chainlink chart. We take a little bit of a deep dive talking. I will just tease that chart a little bit, teasing the kind of what we are expecting in the near term, or not near term, but potentially in the near future for Chainlink, right? And I'm not going to, I'll let you guys watch the video. I don't want to spoil too much, but obviously, guys, the excitement here is that we are actually banging our head on the low here of our previous range from the bull market consolidation. Value area low coming in at, let me change, fix this box. Value area low coming in at 1695. And this is a very key level. It is our doorway to higher prices. If we are able to get above this level, flip it to support, this could potentially open the door to our next target, which we do have some in between. Like I said, if you want those key levels, definitely check out the Chainlink video. But if we hold above this value area low, which is the doorway to higher prices, we could potentially grab support and start our journey up to that naked point of control, or naked daily point of control, I should say, at about $22.31. And obviously, guys, we all know that if you wind up holding that value area low and you flip your POC to support, you are likely to see that value area high visited, right? And at this point, the POC is sitting at about $27, and the value area high sitting at $31. And I mean, when we made that video, Chainlink was sitting at about $15, saying, hey, can we get that gain, fill the rest of this range all the way up to the $31 level? And if you guys remember back to Solana, you will know we used very, very, very similar TA on Solana to predict Solana breaking out from $81 all the way up to about $100, and it even gave us a little bit of extra gains up to about $124, but the thought process was exactly the same here, guys. We were simply below starting to approach that value area low. And once we got above it, we expected to fill the range up to the value area high, which was sitting at $100, and we smashed right through that target. We are using a very, very almost the same. I mean, it is like the same exact technique right here. And if we are able to see that flip of support, we could potentially see those next targets to come in. However, I want to be very clear. You do have some other levels within here that are probably going to act as resistance. You have a weekly level right here, sitting at about $18. So like the next real local target would be about $18 in my opinion, as well as some other levels within here. But again, watch that chain link video to fill you in on everything you need to know. But, you know, I don't know. It depends. Like, I don't want to get too excited just yet. We haven't done anything too exciting, but we are starting to peek our head into that value area low. If we see this play out, it'll be Solana, Bitcoin, and a bunch of other coins using this technique to call these moves, and it would be very, very validating. Shout out to Thesis himself, dude with the super chats. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. He said, Unfi, and big time, Prees, P.S. gave my link signal on Saturday. Humble brag. Let's go. Shout out to Thesis. Said shout out to the shout outs. Shout out to Thesis. Shouting out me. Shouting out you. Shouting out the shout outs. Shout out to Thesis. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Okay, Unify and Big Time. Yeah, we'll try to take a look at those Thesis. But I would be careful here, guys, because potentially, if we get another push up here, I would be careful of the weekly bearish divergence that may be able to print, whether you come up to here or any of these other levels above. Watch out for those higher highs with that lower high in your momentum waves, giving you a potential bearish divergence. That's not really a lower high. It would look more like that. But, you know, very, very early to tell that. You know, definitely more of a bullish signal here with the green dot on the weekly. In my opinion, you know, if you're going to get a move up on Chainlink, like, it's probably going to be happening on this weekly green dot. Now, it will take potentially some time to play out here, and this would completely contradict that money flow coming out with the red dot on the daily about to print, because this actually does look very similar to a lot of other stuff, right? Money flow coming out. VWAP was rolling over, but it just kind of yeeted to the upside on that pump. But this would contradict that bearish, you know, daily chart that looks, you know, the daily chart looks bearish on a lot of stuff here. So it does contradict that. You do want to keep that in mind, but I mean, tapping on this door, guys, go watch that Chainlink video. You will not be disappointed. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Dave Digital, said, how are we ever going to make any money? Frankie Candles never shows us BTCTA. Shout out to Dave Digital. By the way, guys, we will be doing a new stream that is just BTCTA, and then we just look at all BTCTA. Shout out to Dave Digital. I don't even know where that joke came from. I completely missed that joke. Yeah, did we do PT? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. All right, let's see. Yo, is there like a secret gathering outside of this chat that says ask for BTCTA? What is this? Boo for BTCTA. Yo, Thesis hates Bitcoin. Let's go. Yo, too funny. BTC in a different accent? Hey, bobbity boobity, we got this thing. It's going up, it's going down, my own. Shout out to Buttsonator. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, can we get Solana TA for what's next on the charts? Shout out to Buttsonator. Well, yes, we're going to check out. Well, this is link. Obviously, guys, like I said, check out that link video to get all my full thoughts on my expectations for Chainlink. But for the most part, weekly green dot, pretty bullish. Money flow coming out on the daily, a little bit more bearish. But again, if this thing keeps yeeting up, might get a little wonked out money flow here. Coming on down to the 4 hour. Yeah. Oh, God. This is your key level. You got to hold above this level at $17. But yeah, 4 hour view up starting to roll over. Might get a little noisy, but it is nice to see Chainlink back up here testing these levels. Again, all it takes is a flip to support before getting more upside. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's take a look at Matic. Let's take a look at it. Matic on Coinbase. Here we are. Okay, so, well. What is this fib pulled from? Okay, so this is a tad old. Bada boom. Okay, actually makes more sense in my opinion now. But I don't know exactly when these levels were pulled. This golden pocket did move up a little bit, so it was probably just before we got that move to the upside. But we did pull down to this 786. But nonetheless, forget the fibs. We just simply went from the POC down to the value area low as expected, and then we simply got a bullish divergence here, not only on the 4-hour, but we also got this on other time frames, such as the 2-hour, etc. You also have money flow coming up here, letting you know that it is going to be a little bit more likely to get a return back into your volume profile, flip that value area low to support, and we could potentially be on our way to revisit that POC, right? Sitting at 89 cents. Now, this is not necessarily a guarantee just because we got back into the value area, but you guys can see how promising these levels are, right? If we just hide this blue box to not confuse you, we got to move from the POC. You break down, bearish retest, move down to the value area low, break down, fake out. You hit the 786 down here that I just erased. Come back up, flip that value area low to support right here, and then boom, you get the move to the upside. But as of right now, I will say locally, could be interesting here, right? Because money flow actually doesn't look terrible on this. VWAP is coming back to the downside. Money flow is in the red on the daily. That is a little bit more bearish. And then your 4-hour green dot and money flow is coming back up. Coming down to your 1-hour, though, I believe this is a golden pocket, right? Let's test it. Or 786. Yeah, there you go. So we are playing around with this level. You got to be careful. This could be a lower high incoming, right? Because you got your high, your low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Yeah, I would be careful here for both situations, right? You could put another lower high in here to continue the downtrend, but if you flip that 786, you're probably going to get more upside. So that's kind of the invalidation at about 0.8190. You flip that level to support, I would be looking for another move up. But remember that the lower highs do indeed oftentimes happen at the range between the golden pocket and the 786. But other than that, I will say 4-hour money flow coming back up is not the worst sign. 10-hour green dot printing. 16 and 12-hour green dots look like they might want to start to print here, but then your daily is just looking as bearish as everything else with your money flow not only out to the red, not only was it coming out, but he also crossed into the red, back into the green. Now you're back into the red. Little bit choppy there, but I would say that's a little bit more bearish than anything. So, yeah, kind of a mixed bag on, I'll be honest with you guys. Matic, a little bit hard to read right now. Just kind of mixed signals. I would be playing this level to level. And even if you pull this little volume profile here, yeah, I mean, you're testing the value area high of this range again. Very interesting. And it is confluent. Yeah, it is confluent with that 786 golden pocket. I would be, I'd be careful here. Yeah, your 2-hour red dot is about to print. So if that lower high does come in, that 2-hour red dot with money flow coming out might be the thing that gives you the bigger move down. And if you do get that bigger move down, let me just kind of give you guys the local levels here. Local level of support at 80 cents, right? So if you are going to continue up, I would keep an eye on that 80-cent level. Pull it to this low. Yeah, I would watch that 80-cent level as well as your golden pocket retracement sitting at 0.7847. Other than that, yeah, a little unclear, to be honest. Like, the 2-hour looks pretty bearish. The daily looks pretty bearish. But then, like, you look at the 16-hour, the 12-hour. Money flow is in the red. 10-hour kind of looks not too bad. Kind of mixed here. I would be careful. But there you go. Let's see. Just another Matic Monday. Shout out to Dave Digital. We got Captain Kirk in the chat. What is going on, Cap? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you for being here. Nikki94, Boo, what is going on? Thank you for tuning in. We got Scott Miller. What is going on, bro? Let's see. Shout out to Savage Trades. Says a higher low sounds manic. Shout out to Savage Trades. Let's get it. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Yo, you guys are funny. All right, let's continue on here. Shout out to Pearls in the chat. What is going on, dude? Good to see you in here. I miss you, brother. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in to the Frank Candles live stream. Let's get it. All right, let's go ahead and move on. That is Matic. Let's go ahead and check INJ. And let's see here. That is not the INJ chart we want to look at. Let's check the Coinbase chart. Interesting. Okay, we'll take a look at this, right? Take a look at the daily. Very similar, right? Like being very careful on these dailies. These dailies do not look good. Does not mean that we can't rip and start pumping again and go into another crazy manic phase, right? I just made me say manic from that chat, but it makes sense, right? Like we could just go crazy again and start pumping out of nowhere. But this daily does look bearish, in my opinion, guys. So let's go ahead and pull our range. Yeah, you can see we traded within this range for quite some time. Breakdown, retest, rejection, came back in and rejected the POC. This is oftentimes not very bearish, but this is oftentimes a bearish signal. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Gifted the memberships once again. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden. What did we do to deserve you, Golden? Why are you so good to us, Golden? We love you so much. Unbelievable. Look at the golden emojis. Spam them in the chat. Let's get that chat rate up to at least an 85, spamming those golden emojis. Don't worry, YouTube won't ban you, and neither will Tony D. Is Tony D in here tonight? I haven't seen him, and he is a flawless record of not ever not being here. So let's see. We called him. Let's see if he shows. I would bet my life that he does. Let's see. I just haven't seen his name. I probably just missed his chats. But anyway, guys, oftentimes, when we break down out of those value area lows, sometimes you come up and test those POCs before getting a bigger breakdown. And the money flow on the daily would definitely be backing up that hypothesis. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these lower time frames. I would be careful here. I don't know why we have so much trouble loading these volume profiles all of a sudden. But at Tony D? This might be a first, guys. This might be a first. Let's see. Tony and Tino, let's go. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Unbelievable. You are out of control. He says, smash that like button for better crypto prices. Let's go. If you guys want the prices to go up, if you want Chainlink to hit that 2x, smash that like button. Unbelievable. Did Tony D change his PFP too? Is that why I can't see him? But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Look at the golden emojis in chat. Absolutely unbelievable. Tyler said, I'm here. Does that count? Yes, that absolutely does count, Tyler. If you're here, we know that I don't want to make any meme. Shout out to Tony D. Tyler, you now have Tony D's job. I'm just kidding. This is a first, though. I cannot wait to roast Tony D. That's what he gets for Rick Roll. I told you guys, when he Rick rolled me last night, I told you, that's it. Say goodbye to Tony D. He Rick rolled me on stream and embarrassed me in front of millions of people. Yes, millions of people are live concurrently watching this video right now. We had to get rid of him, guys. We had to get rid of him. It's going to be hard, but shout out to Tyler Durden. Right here to pick up the slack. Let's go. I'm just kidding, guys. But I am curious. I'm actually kind of worried. I hope he's not in any trouble or something, because he never misses a live stream. But anyway, let's continue on. He is a busy man. He is probably doing some other stuff that is probably more important. But anyway, this is sometimes a little bit more bearish when you get the test on that point of control. Did you get any confluence with a fib retracement? Yeah, it was a beautiful. Look at the confluence on that, guys. It's like once you get these moves, right, like you get that move to the downside, you're pulling your fib from the high or from the local high to the low, and you would be looking at this as your rejection zone between the golden pocket and the 786 with the POC right in the middle. This, in my opinion, here's a little bit of sauce. This is oftentimes where I am saying, hey, that is some significant confluence right there. I would be looking for the rejection at the golden pocket, but I would really prefer to get a move back up into that POC, and I oftentimes do not look for trades in the middle of a range, and you guys know that. However, when you have nice confluence between a Fibonacci level, whether it's a golden pocket or a 786, and the point of control, because we know that price oftentimes will come back up and test these levels before bigger breakdowns, this is kind of where I am somewhat more interested in taking a trade in the middle of a range. They are very, very specific situations, right? But here we go. And this is on a higher time frame as well. And that would indicate to me that we are probably going to lose the range again. So at this point, I would be cautious. Well, let's see. Like the daily, again, looking very bearish. Did we just get disconnected? What is going on here? All right, there we go. That was the quickest disconnection and reconnection. Oh, that's it, guys. Tony D heard us talking trash, and he's like, this guy thinks he's going to mess with me. I'm going to cut off his OBS just for a second, just to show him the power. Unbelievable. It's like if you've ever had a pit bull and they play with you and they bite your arm and you wrestle with them, and then like they like once in a while they like give you like you'll feel like half of their real strength, and you're like, oh my God, you could break my arm if you wanted to. Wow. That's what Tony D's doing right now with OBS. He's just like, you're going to roast me? You're going to roast me? Cut the internet. Oh, there he is. Shout out to Tony D. I knew he was there. Yo, what was that? Were you testing us? Were you going to see if we would talk trash behind your back, Tony? Shout out to you, bro. I actually did get worried. It's like when Tony isn't here, it's not like chances are something bad happened. I almost texted him and be like, yo, you good? But yeah, Tony, get back to what you were doing. We were just breaking into jobs. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. I thought it was my internet again. Shout out to 12 Big. Yo, Dibsy said rip headphone users. Yeah, we actually should put a disclaimer in the beginning of the stream. Do not wear headphones during this stream, or you are likely to get hearing damage. But anyway, let's continue on. Again, you didn't get the bullish divergences here, which kind of it would have indicated a slight lackluster. Would have given me like another reason why I would have been a little bit more likely to take a trade at that POC 786. But anyway, at this point, you know, we could look at this as a deviation from your low. Taking a look at some of the lower time frames. Yeah, money flow coming out on the 2 hour. Like what you want to see here as you deviate below these range lows, if you want to get back in them and come back up to the high, oftentimes like the setup is not this, right? Like this is a fresh money flow crossover on the 2 hour indicating more downside ahead. You would rather see a fresh money flow about to cross over into the green. Like right here, this is a little bit more indicative of at least some kind of a push back up. Even though you didn't have the bullish divergences, which again, you would have, you know, kept, I mean, you did have bull divs right here. But this is not really what you want to see for a re-entry into the range, in my own personal opinion. And like, take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours kind of telling a different story. Money flow is a little wonked out right now. And it's really kind of scary when that happens because money flow is very, very important when trying to figure out the direction. So yeah, but at that point right now, your key level of resistance is going to be your value, in my opinion, your value area low, golden pocket retracement. Let's go ahead and turn this to shorts. So I would look for a bounce. If you get the bounce, I would be very, very cautious at this value area low, golden pocket confluence right here, because that could be where that lower high is going to come in at. But yeah, I'll be honest. You may be better. Yeah, in my opinion, what I would be looking for here on INJ, in my own personal opinion, for a scalp. Now, this does not mean that you should take this trade, right? I am not a financial advisor. You will lose all your money if you just copy somebody on YouTube. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But if I were to trade this, even though I only trade paper, guys, I don't trade real money. Why would I do that? It's only demo accounts. But let's see here. I would be more inclined, in my own personal opinion, to potentially come down to a lower time frame here. It's a super wonked out range, but I can't unsee this. I would much rather see another move to the downside to put, let me erase that, to put a potential bull div in on the 2 hour, right? So maybe we take these lows, put in a lower low, get a bounce off this level, and then that may be where that retracement comes in. Now, the question is, do we have any significant key levels right here? Well, if we pull our golden pocket, or pull our fib from the low to the high. Whoops. Well, look at that. Well, you can't make that up, right? Like, right into the 786. This could be potentially significant. Now, if I look and there is a naked point of control sitting down here, that would be an extremely saucy level, in my opinion, or IMO, as some people say. So you do have a naked. I'm actually gonna mark this out. I don't typically do this on live, but let me just do this real quick because this could be an interesting level. All right, and then let's see the weekly. Nothing. Check the monthly. Let's see. What is that? 33. Bada boom. Yeah, and you have it. Okay, I'm marking that out. I am marking that out. So let's see here. This is actually pretty interesting. This just got real interesting. And then I will label this monthly naked point of control. Now, again, I do prefer to get these levels from something like ExoCharts, but just for the sake of speed here, we are going to take these levels. And then we will just go ahead and readjust this. Bada boom. We'll turn off the indicators. and take a look here. So we actually kind of developed a pretty significant or a pretty interesting plan here. So again, I am not someone who typically trades INJ that often, but just by kind of doing that reverse engineering, we do have some interesting levels sitting right here. So just below, you have that naked daily point of control at 31.89. If we are indeed going to get that pullback, right, and get a bullish divergence on the 1, the 2, the 3, and depending on what happens here, if we get another move up before another move down, you could put a 4-hour bull div in. But if you do wind up seeing this happen into that 786, that could be a significant level to look for a scalp long at. I just would be careful of a revisit of that $31 level. However, let's go in a little bit more locally because that monthly naked point of control is really nothing to mess around with. I'm actually going to, this is interesting enough for me to pull this up on exo charts. Let me pull up INJ and see if we can get those same monthly naked points of control. I cracked the Aztec and Cactus Moss Water, guys, but I have not drinking it yet. Let's see. Let's see. Yo, what is going on in chat right now? Shout out to Steven Sansbury. Said, great show as usual. I appreciate you so much, bro. And then somebody said turtle soup. Somebody said turtle neck. Somebody said spitting turtle. Somebody said chocolate turtles. I called him turtellini. What is going on in chat? Does turtle taste like chicken? Guys, what is going on? You guys can't break my brain like this. Turtles, what? Turtle traders, turtle style, what? Yo, Tony D, how are you in on this? Turtellini is crazy. Yo, what is going on? What is going on? Do I look like a turtle? Snapping turtles does. Yo, what is going on? Frankie, does it cost you $25,000 to produce? No. Not even close. Not even close. I don't even think if you challenged me, I could spend that much. I couldn't. There would be it would be a Hollywood production. That's impossible. That's so funny. Wait, what is turtles? Why is turtles a thing? What is going on? I don't know what's going on. Something about turtles. I am not in on it. I just think turtellini is wild. Yo, somebody said turtellini. That's great. Let's see. I mean, I have a pretty expensive setup, but it's not like my whole setup. I should send a picture of my setup. I probably should do that because people are probably interested. Guys, I have a 24-inch monitor left, horizontal. I have a 24-inch monitor here, vertical for chat and Discord. And then I have a 32-inch widescreen curved monitor right in front of me for the TA, which I have to turn, which I don't even use really on stream because no one can see the numbers. And then I have a pretty high-end Sony cinema camera. I have a pretty cheap light. It's not that expensive. I have what I thought was an expensive PC, but apparently needs a little bit of work. Brand new. I mean, between everything, guys, I don't know. I don't know how much it is, but it's definitely not $25K. I don't know. I would have to add I have to use like an Arri Alexa. But anyway, let's continue on here. And I want to see this monthly naked point of control. And yeah, of course, it's not on exo charts, guys. That is on Fortunate. But let me go ahead. I want to see if we can get any confluence here on INJ because it is actually very interesting to me that we have those naked points of control. Yo, what is up with turtle, man? Yo, what is going on with the turtles? Hashtag turtles. I mean, yo, let's go. Shout out to Alt 3 Go, bro. Or Alter Ego, bro. Shout out to you. Is Yoshi a turtle? Maybe. What is Yoshi? I don't know. All right, yeah, so these levels are unfortunately not on exo charts, but I want to be clear, guys. This does not mean that they are not relevant levels, but it would just be the most amazing confluence. To be honest, I don't really typically trade INJ, but I would focus on INJ a lot if I could find those levels confluent on exo charts. Yeah, it's just like none of them are here on exo charts, unfortunately. 24 is kind of the closest daily. Yeah, 24 is the closest naked point of control out of any of the time frames. But it does not mean that this is not valid, right? So locally, this is basically, that's still what I would look for. Potential divergence on the medium hourly time frames into that 786. If you don't get that, what I would look for is kind of zoom in a little bit lower here, a little bit closer. Go ahead and interesting. Yeah, I would watch this naked point of control. I really wish it was below the range. That would give me a nice confluence. But that's what I look at for INJ. Kind of all over the place, but really the main thing I would look for is a tap of that 786 at 32.65 and a potential, rip below to tap that naked daily point of control. But I would look for bull divs into these key levels potentially on the medium to hourly time frames between the 1 and the 4 hour. Turtle. I don't know. I look over turtle. What does it mean? Wick would rock a CandleMafia turtleneck. Hey, would you do disco dances like that emoji that you put in? Because that would be lit. All right, let's see. Naked point of control, Jay Gilly asked. Again, I will be clear. I'll give them to you I'll give you the EXO guys. We're just going to give away the free value today, right? Monthly naked point of control. I'll just give you the rundown on INJ. If you want to trade INJ, I'm going to give you the key levels you need right now. Naked point of control, naked monthly point of control to the upside is $38.91, like almost $39. You could probably mark it out as $39. So if we get a pump up there, this might be, just a little hint, might be a key level that we may likely reject. It's definitely a strong level, especially if you have other confluence. If you're coming up and you're looking for a short and you find confluence in the $39,000 area and you know that monthly naked point of control is there, very, very nice, in my opinion, right? So weekly naked point of control to the downside is 1778. Now, I know you're far away from there, but if we do get a dump, that's going to be very useful to have there. Daily naked point of controls, if you get a move to the upside, your closest level is at 3480, and above that, you do have another one at 3670. And there you go. Those are the key levels, at least as far as the naked point of controls, that you need to look at on INJ. And then here on TradingView, the monthly naked point of control is 33.62, and then the daily naked point of control at 31.91. And then that 786 that I'm looking for the div at is going to be 32.63. So there you go. All right, let's see. FOMO, shout out to Crypto. Oh, FOMO Sapien in the chat. What is going on, bro? So good to see you in here. I appreciate you for tuning in, and good to see you, bro. Shout out to FOMO Sapien, one of my favorite names in the CandleMafia, other than some of my other favorites, or one of my other favorites, Satoshi Glakamoto. Very, very clever. And shout out to Crypto Billy. Let's go. I love you, brother. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Yo, what is going on? One turtle a day keeps Bitcoin TA away. Yo, shout out to Mark Dutch. Am I gonna have to Google what is the undercover meaning of turtle? Shout out to Golden. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said, my turtle hit the like button. Why can't you? Smash that like button, guys. 550 likes. We will be giving away 5 turtle hats, I guess, is what you guys would call them. Frankie Candles hats. We will be giving away maybe some rare, some limited colorways as well. This purple, we also have a nice, I don't know what I would call it. It's like a, I don't know, like a sea moss, I don't know, like a sea green. So we got some limited colorways, but we will be giving away 5 Frankie Candles hats if we get 550 likes on the live stream. But let's continue on. I don't know what's going on with the turtles, but hey, everybody's got a favorite animal, I guess. You guys are crazy. All right, let's go ahead and check out big time. Shout out to Thesis himself. And let's take a look here. Take a look at the daily. Ooh, interesting. Let's take a look here. Pull. Let's pull. I don't know. What do we do here? Let's see. Taking a look at the daily. Money flow in the red. This looks much different than Bitcoin or a lot of the other altcoins, to be quite honest with you. Let's pull a range. I'll actually pull the VPVR first. Okay. Interesting. I mean, your POC of all of this price action is sitting all the way down at 15 cents. I'm not saying we're getting down to 15 cents, but I'm just saying you do have some levels in between there. But, yeah, POC deep down there. Let me pull this. Let me pull some fibs here real quick. What am I doing? Yeah, I mean, already tapped the 786. Coming back down. Interesting. Okay, so I would watch this level, right? Because not only is it the 786, but you also have this shelf of volume here, which I would definitely watch. And yeah, that's the... Let me pull this local range. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, so I'm going to mark out all these key levels, guys. But there is going to be quite a few of them, to be honest with you. I want to watch this shelf of volume as well, which is actually what we wound up bouncing off of right here. And I would also watch this high volume node as well. Kind of a lot of levels. I don't even want to mark out that many levels, but let's pull this local range. Yeah, so we are clinging onto this range low. If we lose this range low, very likely to revisit. I mean, you could see the fall off in volume. This gap in volume is likely going to give you a potential quick move down to your next level, which is sitting at 28 cents. If you break below that level, where you'd have this next high volume node, you have another gap down to this shelf in volume, which is at about 25 cents. So these are going to be really the key levels I would be looking at. You know, if we just pull another fib, let me just, bada boom. Why did this do that to me? Why is that not snapping to the right? Yeah, next key level of support is going to be the 786 / ledge of volume at 28 cents. So that could be a potential scalp long as you deviate below your range. But if you break below, probably coming closer down to the 25 cent level. But to be honest here, guys, there's not much price action to go off of, right? Like, you essentially got this a massive move up, and then you basically filled most of this. It's nice that you came to test this little high here. Shout out to Mrs. Candles in the chat. Mrs. Candles, Mrs. Candles in the studio. Let's see a hand here. Why does this hand look a little bit like a turtle? Oh, it smells like soap today. There's those Mrs. Candles hands. Mrs. Candles, can you actually do me a favor? Can you read my text messages with my mother and send her what she asked for? There you go, Mrs. Candles. Look at the hands in the chat. Some people spamming turtles, Mrs. Candles. Do you know anything about a turtle? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. They keep saying turtle in the chat, but I can't figure it out. I think they're calling me a turtle. They're saying I look like I have a turtleneck. Oh, is this a turtleneck? I don't know, guys. Tony D, if you can figure this out, I'd love to be filled in on this. But anyway, yo, shout out to Mother. Yo, shout out to Andrew Beal. Mother Candles. How do you feel about that, Mrs. Candles? You are now Mother Candles. Oh, they're Jesus. All right, guys, it's about time to wrap up this live stream as my brain function is dwindling fast. But I'm just kidding. We're going to continue on here with the last altcoins. But very nice that you bounced off of this level here. Not only do you have the shelf in volume, but you do have these structural highs just underneath you. So this could be somewhat of a decent level to look at, because a lot of times, guys, you will see that wick, just like on XRP. You could see that wick wind up getting filled all the way to the downside. So this is going to be a key level, in my opinion. And then once you break down the next two key levels, like, I hate giving this many levels, to be honest with you. Like, this is just like kind of useless in my opinion, right? But I would be basically looking at the volume profile here on your visible range, looking at the volume to look for these little spikes for potential bounces to the upside. And then your real key level here at 19 cents, because once you break below that value area high, you finally have some context into what is likely to happen next. And in my opinion, you are potentially going to fill the rest of this range, right? If you do get all the way back down there. I'm not saying, not really calling for it, but, could look for a move down. And then once you get stuck under here, you could look to fill the range a little bit lower. Look to target the POC value area low. And then don't forget, you also do have this, you could probably pull a significant range here as well. And then, I'm just breaking this down in terms of volume profiles for you guys. Balance, imbalance. We've now found balance here. We may find imbalance again, and we are going to hunt out the next area of balance, which would be down here to the downside. If we break out to the upside, we can look to come back up into this area of balance. And these are the key levels I'd be looking at. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Yo, Frankie Turtles, bro. What is going on? Yo, shout out to Mark Dutch said, "You call me mama." Too much information, Frankie. Shout out to Mark Dutch. All right, let's see. Mother of Candles. Yo, it's too funny, man. All right. Let's see. Yo, Dave Digital said, oh, I want to play a new game soon. Type a random word in the chat and see if Frankie says it. See if Frankie will say that word without reading said chat out loud. Interesting. The pressure on Mrs. Candles is always have clean-smelling hands. Yeah, she never knows when she's going to get pulled up on camera, so she's always got to keep those manicures fresh. But let's go ahead and continue on. Turtles forever. I mean, hey, let's go. Did you do it? Oh. Oh. All right, you got the laundry to do. I'll do it. Shout out to Mama Candles and Mrs. Candles. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Seth says, I don't know, Frankie. I don't know what's going on either. Yeah, I don't know. Shout out to turtles. I've never had a pet turtle, but I would. Anyway, don't threaten me with a good time. I will get myself a turtle on stream. Guys, one day you're gonna see me. That intro is gonna run one day, and it's gonna the transition to me, and you guys are just gonna be staring into the eyes of a beautiful puppy. I don't know when that's gonna be, but one day you will see that. You guys are gonna be like, this is the day he's been talking about. All right, so let's see. Our last altcoin is going to be Unfi, or Unfi, as your grandmother might call it. Let's see. When was the last? We looked at this recently, right? Okay. Yeah. Was this it? Yeah. I think that's it. But anyway, taking a look here. Let's delete this line and extend this volume profile to the right. So what I would be looking for here, you do have slight bullish divergences. Let's pull up the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator. Whoops. Bada boom. Pull up our custom volume profile. Let me just come in here, make sure that my divergences are being pulled from Market Cipher B. Super useful feature here, light blue wave. If you guys are using Market Cipher with the Lux Algo Frankie Candles Essentials, and you do use Market Cipher for your divergences, and you want the Frankie Candles indicator to show you those divergences on Market Cipher, you would click on external, right? And then you come on down to external oscillator, and you can select whatever oscillator you are using. In my case, I'm using Market Cipher B, so I choose the light blue wave. And then you could choose wicks or bodies. I like to choose the bodies, but I will switch back and forth for that. And you can see here. Now, I want to be very clear with you guys. This does not mean, when you see these sauce cans, it does not mean that you are entering along based off the sauce can. But what this does tell you is that you could be seeing some confirmations below the range, because as we look for longs here and shorts, we simply look for shorts on the above the high, longs above the low, below the low, shorts above the high, shorts above the high, longs below the low, longs below the low. And you can see here that we are starting to get a nice little sauce can here, letting us know that we do have bullish divergences on the daily on Market Cipher B, but I would be careful here, guys. And the reason being is, let me see, can we, I doubt they have this on, says, oh, they do have it. All right, let's pull it up on the heat map real quick. Shout out to Thesis himself. If you are still here, brother, I don't know if you're using the heat maps, but here you go. This might be useful information if you are trading Unfi or Unfi. But yeah, okay, so I wanted to see if we had a significant amount of liquidity below. And we don't necessarily. We actually have more liquidity above, around $7. So where is $7? Right above here. So actually, this would be somewhat of a significant level, in my opinion, that you would probably want to watch. Right? So let's grab this purple box, put it back on our Golden Pocket 786 retracement level. And yeah, I would potentially be interested in a short in this zone, right, if you did get back up into the range. But basically what I was looking for on the heat map there, guys, was the fact that if we had a significant amount of liquidity below those lows, I would have been very cautious of a potential pullback, and I would expect that sauce can to be a little less relevant to call us to the upside, right? And down here, closer to 377 and about 469. So 377... yeah, so that liquidity is like way lower, to be quite honest with you. So that is not really relevant in the local price action. So potentially you could get that move up. Let's check these other time frames. Yeah, green dot, money flow crossing over into the green here on the 4 hour. And again, you did have that daily sauce can print, right? So that would be a confirmation of that bull div. I don't love the money flow on the daily here, but if you were to see this play out, the simple thought process for that trade, in my opinion, would be if you were to enter, say right here for S's and G's, if you know, you know, stop loss below the low potentially, and I would be looking for something like this at first, right? Because if this winds up playing out, you would get a move up to your value area low. This wouldn't be a horrific place. Now the risk to reward on this right now would be pretty bad, but I'm making this I would make this a TP1. 7.2%. That would not be a horrible TP1 in my opinion, just because we could get stuck under that value area low before a bigger breakdown. But with the money flow coming up on some of the lower time frames, like it's not even really looking that good. The 3-hour and the 4-hour money flow crossover into the green could make us anticipate more upside, and I would start being very careful around this golden pocket. But because it's an altcoin, it doesn't look like a big move, but it's a full almost 16% move to that golden pocket, about 15.5%. So I would be potentially looking to scalp that. I'm not going to because I don't really trade UNFI. But if I were, I would be looking for that as a TP1 and then a TP2 at the golden pocket. So there you go. And then you can see here, like last time we deviated below the range with with 4-hour money flow, 4-hour bullish divergences. You got the sauce cans, you got back into the range, flipped it to support, moved to the POC, moved to the high, and then you got your sauce can, got back into the range, back out, sauce can, right to the POC, back out, sauce can, all the way back into the range, below the POC, back down to the low. And I want to be clear, guys. This, again, I know when you look back at these play out very, very nicely, right? Like this called the top perfectly. This called the top to the POC. But I want to be clear, these are confirmation signals, right? You are looking for the confirmations yourself, looking for your entry, and then when you get that sauce can, it's giving you that confirmation that you are likely to get sucked back towards at least the value area high. And if you get below the value area high, that's where you're looking to go to the POC and the low. But I want to be clear. Perfect example right here. You don't just want to, see the sauce can and be like, oh, my God, we're going to zero, right? You got to be careful. You got to be willing to take profit at the value area high or the POC. You can see here, we didn't even make it to the POC. We did here, and then this was like a beautiful play all the way back down to the low, and this was also a beautiful play all the way back up to the high. But it doesn't always play out like that, obviously, showing this, right? So just be careful. This is, I know people probably expect me to sit up here and tell you, guys, this is my indicator, which it is my indicator, and I do love it, and it is amazing. But I'm not going to sit here and just be like, it doesn't matter. It's free anyway, right? So it's like, I'm not going to make any money off of it. But, so it's like that, I don't really have a reason to shill it other than it's just helpful. We made this indicator simply to help the mafia and help the community more easily do the TA, right? And again, we have the auto-populating fib on that as well. But you guys are probably familiar with that. I won't go over that right now. But that's what I'd be looking at on UNFI or UNFI. Shout out to Thesis himself. Let's see. Amen, brother. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. Let's see. This is now the Turtle Mafia, bro. No way. What does this even mean? Let's see. You know what goes good with turtles? Water. Shout out to B-Rad Crypto. Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, if that's what you're talking about. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of it. Shout out to Coin Watcher said, I'm using it. Helping me still so much to learn. Yes, shout out to Coin Watcher. Super happy to hear. XRP, we will take a look at XRP right now. Shout out to Golden. And let's take a look here. So I'm actually going to get rid of the sauce cans real quick just to clean up the chart. And simply put here, guys, yikes. Okay, so XRP. Is this, I feel like, this is funny. As I feel like recently I've been kind of like, not being bearish on XRP, but a little bit more, I've just kind of been expressing my feelings towards XRP, which is basically like I have not been accumulating XRP for a while. I have a very big bag of XRP, but like my bag is packed, right? And a lot of my XRP was accumulated before the lawsuit, right? So I've been holding on to this thing forever. I accumulated a little bit since then, but XRP is like, I have a pretty big bag, but I feel like you have to protect yourself, right? Like, I'm not saying XRP is not going to do well, but XRP has been pretty disappointing lately. And to be honest, like on the higher time frames, guys, like XRP really doesn't look that good. And it depends on what chart you're looking at, because like if you're looking at a bearish bias chart, it could look really bearish. If you look at a bullish bias chart, it could look extremely bullish. And we have our bullish price action price predictions for XRP. We made the video. If one of the mods can drop that, that'd be super helpful. You guys can check that out if you're interested on where I think XRP can go in the bull run. I think it will do well, but I am simply not accumulating XRP anymore. I really haven't been. And it's funny because since then, we've finally seen it break down a little bit. And I'm not saying that XRP is going to break down like crazy, but it's just interesting. It's like as soon as I'm like as soon as we start being like, hey, XRP is kind of sketchy, like it starts going down. Very strange. We don't have we have a nice, strong, big community, but not big enough to move the price of XRP. Let's see. Shout out to Tony D. Said, Frankie Candles, 2 truths and a lie. Frankie had a pet dog. Frankie worked at a supermarket. Frankie had a pet raccoon. Yeah, two truths and a lie. Oh, those are interesting. I don't know where you got those from. But shout out to Tony D. Let's see if anybody can get it right. Shout out to Savage Trades. XR Pepe, let's go, Mark Dutch. But anyway, guys, simply put, I mean, XRP just doing what we told it to do, right? We were looking for a move back down below this value area high to revisit the POC. Or we were looking for XRP to drop from here, revisit the value area high, and then the POC, which is pretty much what happened. And then we were more recently looking to fill this wick. And simply put, we got a little push to the upside, and then we finally came down to fill that wick. Where it wicks, oftentimes it will go. Now, this is a key level, guys, because if we start losing this value area low, in my opinion, the next major level of support is going to be down here between 44 and 43 and a half cents. Excuse me. So I would be very careful. And, like, again, we did this yesterday where I even extended the volume profile, and it doesn't even, like, sometimes that'll move the level up. It simply is not happening here. So, really, 44 to 45 cents. It's going to be the next key level of support. And I know sometimes it takes time, guys. Like, we've had this level marked out for quite a while, and we stayed up here for, like, 2 months. And then finally we got to drop to the level. And then we also got to drop to our next blue box, which felt so far away at the time. I felt crazy calling for these levels. I'm not saying we're definitely getting down here, but if we break down from this value area low, in my opinion, the next significant level is that value area low sitting at 44 cents. So there you guys go. Locally, actually, let me go do some local TA here. Let's come up to the 4 hour. And take a look. Yeah, bullish divergences on the 4 hour. This actually doesn't look horrible in my opinion. Locally for like some kind of a small bounce to the upside or some local bounce to the upside. You have your lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum wave. Money flow actually in pretty good agreement with that. Looking for a potential bounce back to the upside where your key resistance is going to be your value area high at 54 cents. So guys, what is going on? Let's see. You guys are crazy. All right, let's see. Shout out to Tony D. Said, Frankie Candles, I sent it before when you said you didn't have a pet turtle, so I lost a bit. So it lost a bit of relevance. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. I'm sorry I started this turtle thing. Wolf of Crypto, you started it, bro. Shout out to you, man. Hit me up. Let me know what you mean. I don't get the turtle thing. Can some turtle ETFs approved? I mean, shout out to the turtles out there. I mean, let's go. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's price action. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Long actually starting to play out a little more here. Up 163%. Come on, baby. Pump it. Pump it. She's breaking out. It's going to $1 million. Oh, my God. But, yeah, let's see. Yeah, up 164%, about $1,100. Not too bad. But we will. Oh, you guys can't see that. Well, I should. Now I feel like I have to do it. Like he's lying. It's not 165%. It's 163%. Oh no! But shout out to you guys. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for today's. I almost said price action again for today's live stream. Give me the beats, bro. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin, man. He forgot BTC again. Local 11, unbelievable. Link is moving. Hang on. I'm not gonna pull up the chart just yet. But I will take a look because I don't want to miss out on any action. Oh baby, she's pushing, guys. Are we gonna see Link hit that first target right now? Interesting. That would be very, very, very interesting. And I will say this. I have not moved this just yet. But if this was the retest of the POC, guys, I just want to point out that would be somewhat not unlikely, right? If this was a break above the POC and a retest of the POC, that would be just absolute poetry. Okay, and it's not absolute poetry. But actually, hang on. This isn't even really pulled correctly. Yeah, still not poetry. But anyway, there you go. Getting a little move on Chainlink. Like I said, guys, go ahead and check out that Chainlink video if you guys want to know my full thoughts on Chainlink, on where I think it can go. And locally, we were looking for a move up to about $18. Let's see if we can hit it. If not, your key level of support is going to be $16.95, which is your value area low. I don't know if you guys were able to see the screen. You should now. But you may bing bong around on this level as we typically do, but the goal here is to hold and then get a move, hold above the range, and then fill the rest of the range, potentially up to these other targets. But again, check out that Chainlink video for more information. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking around till the end of the stream. Let's see, how many likes did we get? 385, run it up to 550. I almost said ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on, guys. I feel out of it. I think I got to go to sleep. But with all that being said, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Smash the like button on your way out if you found this content useful or informational or helpful or valuable in any way, shape, or form. Shout out to the turtles, I guess. And yeah, 550 likes by the end of this live stream. We will give away 5 Frankie Candles hats. We will get this done by the end of the week, which we have one more day left. So smash that like button tonight. If you don't do it tonight, definitely do it tomorrow and get those free hats. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve. Shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. Down, wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. Plus a family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the housing. Woo! Watch how I get it here. Watch how I get it here. Watch how I get it here. Woo! Watch how I set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare, I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. Better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
You should know. You're talking to a scammer, Tony. How would you not know if that's my actual account? He told you that the CandleMafia agreed that turtles are the new mascot, so you bought baby turtles online, and they're getting shipped here Monday. So now we have, what, 17? Why'd you get 17 of them? So now we have 17 turtles. Where are we going to put them? We can't just put them with the goats. We already made this mistake by trying to do the goat airdrop, Tony. Now I have 7 goats in my backyard. I mean, whatever. I mean, maybe my sister can take them. She's a veterinarian. I don't know what they would do with them, but I mean, we could keep one. Okay. All right, peace. Yo, my God. Oh, my God, we're live. Are we live? Testing? Testing? Is this on? Well, guys, Mafia, if you can hear me, Tony D just ordered 17 turtles online because a scammer messaged him posing as me saying, buy the turtles. I found out that that's our new mascot, and he bought 17 turtles. I don't know what we're going to do with them. Maybe we'll put them in giveaways. I don't even know if he can legally do that. I don't even know if he legally bought the turtles. I got to go handle this, guys. Shout out to the CandleMafia. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide, never see me coming, I'm a landmine, yeah I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand, if you ain't know, you about to understand, yeah. I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.